Can't hear you.
That's strange. Can you not hear me at all?
You're very faint. Very, very faint.
Can you hear me better when I stand here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I will just mute you guys and then someone unmute and tell me. Otherwise,
Hey.
Oh. Okay. How is it now? Can you hear me? Or not? No?
Faint.
Very faint. I have no idea why it would be doing that. Nor do I really have any solution. Let's see if it's to do with the recording. I'm going to pull. Let's give it a go, all right? So, taking our parallel stance. Yay, rolling those shoulders back. Keeping those knees soft. We're just going to close our eyes and we're going to focus on our breathing. So lovely deep breaths in through the nose. Fill those lungs up. Exhale, release all that air out through the mouth. Relax through those shoulders. Until you need to take another lovely deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, release that air out through the mouth. And another deep inhale through the nose. Exhaling to release. Let's just open those arms up. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, coming back down to center. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, coming back down to center. You can alternate which arm comes in front when you go back down. One more. Let's roll those shoulders back, lengthen through the front of the neck as we inhale. And exhale, close that chest, roll those shoulders down. Inhale, open up that chest. Exhale, close the chest. And again, inhale to open, lengthen through the front of the neck. You can lengthen through the abdominals as well. Some slight back bend there. Exhale, close it. Inhale and open. Exhale and close. Let's do 2 more in each position. And come to your last one in each position. Wonderful. Let's just come back to center and focus just on the head, looking up. Exhale, lengthen through the back of the neck as you look down. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, looking down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. One more of those. Wonderful. We're just coming to standing rotation. So remember, you got the options of hands crossed over chest, arms out, or hands by the head. Lovely deep inhale, hips pointing forwards. We just rotate, follow that back arm with the head. Inhale there. Exhale, rotate in the other direction, and inhale. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, stretch. And rotating the other way. In. So just going to make it a bit more dynamic. So what we'll do is pulse for 2, come back to center. So pulse, 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 and swap. So you can exhale on the pulses with this. Try and keep those hips pointing forwards. Inhale as you move. Exhale, pulse. Inhale, swap. Exhale, pulse. Inhale, swap. So like we're doing the saw, but kind of a standard version of it. Keep on breathing. Try and get those hips pointing forwards. We'll do 2 more on each side. Come into 1 more on each side. Wonderful. Let's release those arms with a few rolls. We'll just go into some single leg balancing. So just start with that low leg, deep inhale, just floating that left leg up. Take a breath in there and balance. On the exhale, back to center and breathe in. And we'll come out to the side. Take an inhale as you balance. Exhale back to center and inhale. And come into the back. Inhale and balance. And take a breath in at the center. Make sure we're engaged. And we're going to float out to the right. Inhale, balance. Exhale back to center and take a breath in. And coming out to the side. Inhale and balance. And take a breath in. And coming behind. Inhale, balance there. Back to center. So we're going to repeat this with high knee. If you don't want to add the high knee, please just carry on as we were before. So lovely deep breath in, make sure you're engaged. On the exhale, lift that knee and lengthen forward. Wow, my foot is glowing in the sun. Take a breath in there. Exhale back to center and inhale as you balance. And then on the exhale, we're coming out to the side. Take an inhale as you balance. Back to center and inhale. Coming behind. Breath in as you balance. Back to center and release. Inhale, make sure we're engaged. And we'll lift the opposite knee. And float forwards. Take an inhale as you balance. Breathing in there. Exhale, moving to the side. Take an inhale as you balance. Back to center and inhale. And coming behind. Take an inhale as you balance there. Exhale back to center and release with control. Just do a few little twists with those ankles just to release those calves. Lovely stuff. So let's just go into some side bending. We'll add the lunge as a progression. So inhale, tiny waist. Exhale, coming down. Just a simple side bend, both arms relaxed. Inhale, use that core strength to come back to center. And exhale, coming down on the other side. Remember not to lean forwards or backwards. And remember to keep those shoulders relaxed. Inhale, use that core strength as you come back to center. Wonderful. So just add in that side lunge if you choose to. And use that core strength to come back to center. Again, thinking about that length all the way through the side of the body. Keeping those shoulders relaxed, making sure we're not leaning forwards or backwards. Inhale back to center. Exhale as you move. Inhale back to center. Exhale as we bend. We'll do 2 more after this one on each side. And come to your last repetition on each side. Really think about that length. Wonderful. Inhaling back to center. Okay, let's go into our roll downs. So just coming to the back of the mat. Lovely deep inhale, lengthen through the front of the neck. On the exhale, coming down. And just articulating that spine. Sheila, if you're not comfortable with the roll downs, you could just kind of go with the closing the chest and then opening the chest, maybe if you prefer. Or obviously you can just go onto the mat and have a stretch. So we're breathing in at the end, exhaling as we come back up. Remember, tilting that tailbone first, following that with the rest of the spine. And breathing in at the top. So each time you come down, try and get that little bit further. Testing that flexibility. Remembering to use the core strength as well as the glutes and the hamstrings as well. Keep on using that breath too. Wonderful. We'll do a couple more repetitions like this. And after this one, coming to a finish with that. And we're going to stretch up and do a lovely big and slow circle. Trying to catch those obliques as well. Lovely deep inhale at the top. And round in the other direction. Ooh, lovely deep inhale at the top. And repeating. So alternating direction each time you repeat. Let's do another pair of those. Wonderful. Coming into that full roll down. And we're just going to hold that for a few breaths while cradling the elbows. Stretch off that neck. Think about your Pilates breathing. Okay, on that next exhale, we're just going to crawl down onto the mat. We're going to go onto all fours. So remember, we want knees directly underneath the hips, hands directly underneath the shoulders. And we'll go straight into the pointer, so lovely deep breath in. And on the exhale, lengthening through that left leg, point of the toe all the way through to the right fingertip. Take a breath in. And exhale as you swallow. Inhale and stretch. So lovely length going through from the toe to the fingertip. Remember, if you're not comfortable with this exercise, you can just stick to the legs and then maybe try the arms as well. Don't have to do both at the same time. Keeping that core strong, try not to pivot that pelvis too much. Okay, wonderful stuff. I'm going to add a progression after this. If you'd rather, you can just carry on with the pointer. So we're going to lengthen left arm to right leg. And on the inhale, we're bringing them in, elbow to knee. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, tuck in. Exhale, lengthen. Keep that core strong. Inhale, tuck in. At no point should we be collapsing that back. So we arch it a little bit when we tuck in, and then it comes back to neutral. Inhale, tuck in. If you can't quite reach elbow to shoulder, sorry, elbow to knee, that's fine. Just go as far as you can. 3 more. Oh. And your last one on that side. Wonderful. Coming back to center. We'll repeat on the other side. Remember, if you are just carrying on with the pointers, please just carry on with those. So knee to elbow. And lengthen as you exhale. Inhale, close. Keep that core strong. Keep that face looking down the whole time. Let's do 3 more on this side. Come to 2 more. And your last one. Wonderful. Let's just release that, coming into a shell stretch. And lengthen through the arms. As you take a few lovely deep breaths there. Okay, so we're just going to add the little challenge where we hover on the toes. If you don't want to do that, please just stay in your shell stretch. Those of you who are with me, we're coming back onto all fours, tucking those toes under, take a lovely deep inhale. And on the exhale, let's hover those knees up about heel height. We'll take a few breaths there. Keeping that core strong, keeping everything really, really strong. And exhale, release. Take a deep breath in. And exhale to lift, take a few breaths there. Exhale to release. We'll do that one more time. Deep inhale. Exhale to lift. Taking a few breaths there. Wonderful. On your exhale, let's release. We're going to come onto our backs. And we're going to have those legs parallel to one another. Weights by the side. And remember, if you'd like a cushion underneath your head, please feel free to place one there. Tuck those shoulder blades under, relax the shoulders. And palms are facing up. Let's just stretch off that head. We're going to look up towards the wall above us. And then circle down to the chest. The other side and then up to center, and then we'll go round in the opposite direction. So just circling that neck. Wonderful. Couple more repetitions on each side. And one more on each side. Once you're done with them, coming back to center, let's imprint to set neutral. Inhaling, engaging and closing that gap between the lower back and the mat. Exhale to release. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Inhale, engage, and really imprint that belly button onto the mat. Exhale, release, keep those legs parallel. Inhale, engage stronger. And exhale to release. Inhale, engaging again. Exhaling to release. Even stronger this time, as far as we can go. Exhale, releasing. And again, engage really, really strongly. Exhale, release completely. And we'll just hold that for a few extra breaths there as you engage, imprinting into the mat. And on your exhale, releasing that, coming into those big hip circles. And then making that movement smaller and smaller until you've found your neutral position. So remember, small gap between lower back and the mat. Make sure you're engaged at least 30% of the way the entire time. Let's take our weights. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, float those arms above the head. So we're going to breathe in there. And on the exhale, we're just going to drop either arm to each side, making sure we're staying in a straight line, not touching the mat. And we're going to hold that there for a few breaths. Wonderful stuff. So just holding those weights above the mat, feeling that in the biceps. Keep that core strong the whole time, keep them breathing. Making sure we're working, not just relaxing into it. If those arms get tired at any point, please release them and then come back into the position. Okay, on your next inhale, let's come back to center. And let's just release those arms up above the head, keep that core in neutral, and we're going to hold that there for a few breaths as well. Just stretch that off. Okay, wonderful. Coming back up to center. We're going to go down to the sides again. This time we're going to pulse. Exhale as you come down. Remember those pulses, just small bounces, making sure we're not touching the mat at any time, trying to keep those arms in a straight line. Make sure we're breathing the whole time. Keeping those legs parallel. Let's go down from 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale back to center. Reach through those arms, and on the exhale, we'll come up above the head. And we're going to pulse up there. Keep on breathing, keep that core strong. When your arms are above the head, it's a lot easier for that lower back to kind of rock, the pelvis to rock. You'll be more aware of it. So if it is rocking, engage even stronger and make sure you don't move those arms quite as far above the head. Let's count down. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to come back to center. We're going to do one more of these arm exercises. Again, opening up. And rather than pulsing, we're going to curl in. So you're just creating kind of a right angle with those arms and then stretching. So bending at the elbow, arms are coming perpendicular to the floor, and then stretch out. So inhale, come back to center. Exhale, reach. Inhale, bend at the elbow. Exhale, reach. Let's do 8 more of these. Coming to 6 more. 5 more. Keep those arms strong. If you are tired at any point, please relax. Coming to 3 more. 2 more. And your last one. Wonderful. Let's open again. Bring those weights back to the side. Or you can just place them aside completely. And we're going to place our hands, palms down, either side of the hips to go into shoulder bridge. Take a lovely deep inhale, engage through the core, close the gap between the lower back and the mat, and rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae onto the shoulders. Lovely deep inhale at the top, engage glutes. And on the exhale, placing that spine down vertebrae by vertebrae, using that core to articulate that movement. As you come back to center, take a deep inhale, releasing that, and coming back up vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale at the top. So keep breathing. Remember, you can do these exercises kind of in your own time as well, as long as we're not going too quickly, as long as we're making sure we've got the form right. So exhaling as you move, inhaling as you come to the end of each movement. Okay, so our progression today is just going to have one leg in tabletop. So try and keep those hips level when you come up, just coming up on one leg. So you might be inclined to dip the hip of the leg that is raised, but try to make sure that both are coming up evenly. Remember that space between the chin and the chest the whole time. Remember to keep those shoulders relaxed as well. Tiny waist, thinking about keeping that tummy pulled in. We're going to do 2 more repetitions, so 1 more on each side if you do have that leg lifted. And your last one. Wonderful. Once you're finished with those, let's just hug those knees into the chest and start with clockwise circles there. Okay, coming into anti-clockwise circles. And then hug those knees tightly into the chest, and we'll go into circles with those ankles. Stuff. Okay, coming back to center. So we're going to go into our Pilates toe taps. So you want to take both legs up to a tabletop position, making sure you're staying in neutral, strong core. Arms are relaxed, and on the exhale, just tap one toe down towards the floor. Inhale back to center. Exhale, tap the opposite toe. Inhale back to center. Exhale to tap. Inhale back to center. Remember, if you can't quite tap the floor without arching that back at all, just don't go quite so low. Even if it's a small movement, that's absolutely fine. Wonderful. Your progression with this is to have the hands behind the head and lift that head, neck, and upper back off the mat while you do it, which makes it a little bit more challenging. Inhale back to center. Exhale to dip. Inhale back to center, sorry. Exhale to tap. And inhale back to center. Let's do 3 more on each side. Keep on breathing. Coming to 2 more on each side. Trying to keep that waist as tiny as possible. And your last one on each side. Inhale back center, wonderful. Let's release that head, neck, and back if we do have it lifted, and release those legs as well. So we're going to take a block and we're going to place it underneath our lower back, get into a bit more of the leg lift and lower, and then add in those circles as well. So we just want to take those hands relaxed either side of the hips. Remember, with this exercise, it's super important to keep that bent leg really strong and prevent it from wobbling. So we will lengthen the right leg with the left leg bent. And on the inhale, let's point up to the ceiling. And on the exhale, we're going to flex and lower. So inhale to point and lift. Exhale to flex and lower. And inhale to point and lift. Exhale to flex and lower. Remember your alignment, remember the space between the chin and the chest, shoulders are relaxed, and bent knee is staying really strong. Let's do 3 more of those. Two more. And your last repetition. Wonderful. Let's go into some big circles, clockwise first, and then anti-clockwise, just alternating direction. Again, keeping that bent leg still and strong. So controlling it again with the core. One more in each direction. Wonderful. Let's lengthen down and try again on the other side. So exhale as you flex and lower. Inhale as you point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower, keeping everything else really strong. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Make sure that chest is completely open, those shoulders are completely relaxed. Keeping that core strong. Inhale, back to center. 3 more on this side. Two more. And your last one. Inhale, back to center. Let's go into circles clockwise first. Straight into anti-clockwise. And again. So making sure we're breathing the whole time. One more in each direction. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to come back to center. We're going to remove that block. We're going to go into a double leg lift and lower. Again, remember, if it's difficult to get all the way down, please just do you can do just a small lift and lower if you'd rather. So have both those legs straight up. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Try and keep that core engaged. Try and keep your back in neutral. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower as low as you can go without arching that back. Inhale to lift. 3 more of those. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Inhale to lift. 2 more. And your last one. Wonderful. Inhale to lift. And we'll just go into a couple of circles. If you don't want to go into the circles, please just come into a full body stretch. For those of you who are with me with the circles, we're just going to prop ourselves up on our elbows for ease. And then circling down clockwise with both legs back up to center. And repeating from the other side. You can exhale as you circle, inhale as you come back to center. 2 more on each side. Staying strong, 1 more on each side. Wonderful. Once we're done with that, everyone can release into a full body stretch. Round that back to arch slightly. And taking a few breaths into that stretch there. Wonderful. Okay. So when we're ready, we're going to roll it over onto our front. And we're going to place those arms, right angles at the shoulder and elbow, hands either side of the ears. And remember, if you'd like to place a cushion underneath your forehead, if that's more comfortable, you can do that. Up to you. So we just start with those shoulders, rolling them down. And inhale to release. Roll those shoulders down. Inhale, release. Exhale, articulate shoulders. Inhale to release. And again. Wonderful. So adding that chest lift if you'd like to. Pulling those shoulders with the chest lift. Inhale, release those shoulders. Lift the chest, use that lower back strength. Inhale, back to center. Shoulders, chest lift. Inhale, back to center. And then of course, add in the arms if you choose to. Wonderful stuff. Let's do 3 more repetitions, whichever one we're on. Coming to 2 more repetitions. And your last one. Coming back to center, we'll just prop ourselves up, either with the hands shoulder width apart or placing the fists together, whatever works best for you. And we'll just go into some gentle leg lifts. So lovely deep breath in. And on the exhale, we're just lengthening and lifting that left leg. Not too high, just a few inches off the mat. Lovely deep breath in. And exhale, let's swap to the right leg. Inhale at the end. Exhale to swap. Inhale at the end. So testing those glutes, testing those lower back muscles. So think about a glute squeeze at the top of that movement as well. You should feel it where the bottom joins that leg. Keeping that core strong, keeping it engaged. Try and pull the tummy in so it's floating on top of the mat. Let's do 3 more on each side. And 2 more on each side. And your last one on each side. Wonderful. Let's release that completely. Coming into a full body stretch. And take a few breaths there. Lovely stuff. Just focus on that Pilates breathing. Each time you exhale, release all that air out. Really using full capacity of those lungs. And while we're in this position, let's go into that quad stretch. So bending that right leg, taking the ankle with the right hand, and you can fold that left arm so that you're being supported with the forearm of the left arm. So forehead is on the arm and stretching through the quad. So you can allow yourself to lift that leg, pulling through from that ankle. And you can move the position slightly to feel that stretch. Going in different directions. Okay, wonderful. Release that and let's swap to the other side. Okay. And let's release that completely. We're going to come over onto our sides to get into our chalk circle. So take your block or cushion, place it underneath your head, bend those knees, and remember you can use a weight if you'd like. Take a lovely deep breath in through the lungs, and on the exhale, rotate that arm so you're circling up above the head. Think about length the whole time, think about reaching, and remember wherever we're feeling that tension, stop and stretch. So we're going in our own time as usual, but remember once you finish your first circle, you want to go back in the opposite direction. Really think about your breathing, using that capacity in the lungs. Keep on breathing, keep on reaching through that arm. Going to finish whichever circle we're on. And once you're done with that circle, we're going to gently and with control roll over onto the other side, and we're going to repeat on the other side. So starting by reaching towards that wall above the head, following that with the head the whole time. And wherever we're feeling that tension, stop and stretch. Remember your lovely deep inhale at the end of the circle, and then as you exhale, go in the opposite direction. So keep on breathing, keep on circling. Remembering to stretch off that tension. So again, coming to the end, whichever circle we're on. And then when you're ready, we're just going to roll over onto the backs. You can remove that block if you like, if you're not comfortable without it. And we're just going to allow both knees to drop open with the soles of the feet together and the arms as well, stretching through from fingertip to fingertip. Let's take a few lovely deep breaths there and relax. Try not to fall asleep. Inhaling, sending that breath to the ends of the fingers, to the tips of the toes. Exhaling, releasing that air out of the lungs. Inhale, invigorating that body with that breath. Exhale, deflating through the whole body. We might go a couple of minutes over today just because we lost some time at the beginning. If you do need to leave though, please feel free to. Okay, lovely stuff. We're going to come up to a seated position. Keep those feet flexed. Let's go into our spine stretch forwards. We're reaching towards those feet or towards those legs, releasing the head and the neck. And breathing into that stretch. Keep those feet flexed. And each time you exhale, let's try and stretch further into it. So don't just relax into the stretch, but test yourself as well. Reminding yourself to flex those feet. It's a lot easier to get lower down when the feet aren't flexed. Okay, so coming back up to seated, we just go with the neck stretch before we come up to standing. So just letting you go, that head gently stretching off the tracks. Then you can kind of rotate slightly, find those areas of tension. And do the same on the other side. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to come up to a standing position. I see my mother has had to rush off. Okay, taking that parallel stance. Let's circle high, up. Exhale as you come forward. Inhale, up. Exhale forwards and inhale, up. Coming into our final roll down. Relax the head, relax the arms. Hold that for a few breaths. Okay, coming back up. Circling forwards onto the toes. Exhale back down. Inhale up. Exhale back down. One more. Release the arms, shoulders roll back and release them. Let's have a little bit of a jiggle out. And we are all done. Sorry about the technical difficulties at the beginning.
It's okay. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Heidi.